Hey everybody, it's Dave. Welcome to the Meniere's Experience. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe. So today is the 1 year anniversary of the activation of the cochlear implant. Um, and it's working out pretty good, but as with everything, it takes time. You know, there's been great highs with it, and there's been great lows with it. Especially in the first couple of months. It was really frustrating. Because sound didn't sound like sound. It was all for about 3 or 4 months. Then it started taking off. So, yeah, I had the surgery in the middle of July, and 10 days later, they activated. And the surgery, they go in behind your ear, they, do what they got to do. They pull this back, they connect the wires to the nerves, and then they slide the magnet in. And then, when they go to activate it, you get your cochlear implant. You get the cochlear part of the processor part. And it's been pretty good. I will say that. It's been frustrating but good. Um, you know, it is I know someone's going to ask me, it's an advanced bionic cochlear implant. And the one thing that is always confusing is a cochlear implant is for hearing. Does nothing for balance. It does nothing for anything else. It can help with tinnitus, with background noise, but other than that, it doesn't do anything. And once you get it done, it's final. There's no going back to your natural hearing. You have to be pretty much deaf in that ear. Okay? They're not going to do it if you've got 20%, 30% hearing. They'll just give you hearing aids. Because once that's cut, once those nerves are cut, and they put the line the electrodes in, that's it. If they have to pull it out, you have no hearing on that side. So for those of you who are thinking about a cochlear implant and you're not totally deaf, don't bother. They're not going to do it. So they won't do it either if you've got 90% hearing in this ear. They'll give you a set of cross hearing aids. They won't do it because you've got functional hearing. So in my case, I didn't. I have been deaf in this side for at least 10 years before they did this. And at the point when I had my labyrinthectomy, because a lot of times I do the labyrinthectomy and this at the same time, I had 90% hearing here, so they weren't going to do it. So once the Meniere's traveled into this ear and it became bilateral and started losing hearing in this ear, then they did it. So, but it's been a journey, okay? Had it activated July 30th, 2025, and literally everything was just whistles. And I went back in October to have my first mapping done, set mapping appointment. And of course, every time you go, got to have a hearing test. Got to have that test on this side. And I had 0 sentence recognition, 0 word recognition. None. So we did some mapping and everything like that. And that's what I mean by that was the real frustrating part. Had this thing for 3 months and I was still hearing. So they did those adjustments. I worked with using the apps that they gave me, that anybody can download, really. And with words and everything. So I'm back in January of this year, and it was a huge improvement. It went to 20% word recognition, 27% sentence recognition. Now, October, November, December, January. It was first week of January. It was January 5th. It was my son's birthday. So we'll say 3 months. That's a big, big jump. Okay? So now the frustration was getting less, and I was becoming a little bit more overjoyed. So then I kept using the apps that they gave me. You got to repeat the words. Say apple. Or they'll say, pick apple. You hit apple on the app. So that was great. But then I started using the TV tuner that I got with it, and so the sound was coming right into here, and it was still a little, it wasn't very legible, but I could start making out words. Okay. Um, so then I kept doing that, and then I could notice improvements every single, when it would happen. So then I went back in May, end of May, and my word recognition went to 70%. My word recognition went to 70%. The sentence recognition went to 78%. Now, it doesn't sound like a normal voice. It doesn't. Okay? It doesn't yet. Because it can take up to 2 years for this to finally improve enough. So it does, but I could tell different voices. So for that, from January to May, that was a big leap, huge leap. You know, and it just keeps getting. Now it's getting better and better. It's more overjoyed, more joy about it, more happy about it. Because see, I couldn't hear on the side for 10 years. Now I can, but it's not, what you think it would be. Right now. So was supposed to go back in July this week, but I couldn't because first we were supposed to go on vacation, and then we had to cancel the vacation because my wife got sick. She hurt her back, so we couldn't. She wasn't going to spend 5 hours in a truck driving. So yeah, she's not doing that great right now. So it's been a banner year for her. I swear to God. Cancer, now the back. What's next? She even had to go get an X-ray. She got an X-ray in the back, and the X-ray wasn't to see if there was a problem with the bulging disc or something. It was to see if the cancer spread, and it didn't. Because cancer's tricky. I mean, you can show up with nothing in the lymph nodes after they remove the cancer, and then a couple of months later it could pop up somewhere else. Once it's in your body, it's there. So yeah, that's what they were hoping it wasn't it, and it's not. She cancer free still, thank God. But she's had it banned a year, so we had to cancel that trip. So I didn't go to that appointment. I made it for September, but I could tell so much has improved with my hearing. It's absolutely amazing. Now, to be honest with you, the hearing in this ear has gone down a little bit. It's starting to get better now because I had a tympanoplasty surgery where they regraft my eardrum in April. So they said that was going to happen, and that's starting now to become better. And they did that. My doctor said it would be 3 to 6 months before I noticed an improvement. But all in all, Cochlear Implant's been amazing. And like I said, at the beginning it was frustrating. But the thing is, I didn't give up. And that's the problem a lot of people do. In the beginning of things, if it doesn't work right away, you give up. Don't give up. It's the same thing with vestibular therapy. How many people go to vestibular therapy, they go for the first time, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm not doing this, I'm sick. Well, it's supposed to make you sick. Okay? Now, after 3 months with zero word recognition, zero sentence recognition, what was it supposed to do? Wasn't about to say, okay, can I have surgery again so you can pull it out? No. Keep fighting. It's going to get better. And it has. It's nice, like, people talking, okay, it doesn't sound all that great, but I can make out almost every single word now. But going outside, I can hear birds chirping. And they sound like birds. I can hear banging, like knocking on a door. It sounds like a knock on the door. It's not so this is how I know it's going to get better, and the words are it's going to get clearer and clearer, even with the words. And even I went fishing a couple of weeks ago, and I could hear the rustling on my left side in the woods there. and it was a snapping turtle trying to get back in the water, so I could hear that. Um, Also fishing, I could hear coyotes. They weren't near me, but I could hear them howling in the back. Because the kids are out now and they're learning, and so they're out sometimes during the day. They're not necessarily rabid. Coyotes get like a bad rap. They're not always out during the day. They're at night. They come out during the day too sometimes. And I could hear them. That's amazing. I can hear cars coming up on me. And they sound like cars. That's amazing. I mean, I went fishing to a different spot, and it's kind of a busy street, but I always wait to make sure that there's no cars. But now I can hear on this side. Whereas before I couldn't, so it was very dangerous for me to do it. Now I can hear. And I can hear the car, and it sounds like a car. I can hear the motorcycle. It sounds like a motorcycle. One of my kids' cars. I haven't been able to hear noises in a long time. It had a ticking. So I took a quick look at it. I don't know. It's an old Honda with I don't know how many thousands of miles on it. But it was making a tick noise. When I took everything off, I heard it. It sounded like valves. So I basically said get rid of it. But I said, hold on a second. I took this off. I took this out. I couldn't hear the tick. I couldn't hear it at all. Right now, I got an air conditioner going in here. And not because it's super hot, but it's humid. And I can barely hear that air conditioner. Okay? If I put this back in, I hear that air conditioner. And it sounds like an air conditioner. So this is how I know that eventually these words are going to get so much better. And I'm going to be able to hear better. And remember, that's all a cochlear implant is. It's to help you hear. It doesn't stop vertigo. It can help with tinnitus. It doesn't help vertigo. It doesn't help ear fullness. It doesn't do any of that. Just hearing. And right now, I got the vertigo under control. Now I've got the hearing under control. I'm happy. And this is because I never quit. I never gave up. I never said, fuck it. We're all adults, so you don't like the word fuck it, sorry. I didn't just say fuck it and quit and go in a rabbit hole. So that's it for this one. But yep, happy 1 year of a cochlear implant, and I'm loving it right now. Talk to you later.